Episode 3. You've made it through 15 minutes of hearing my voice. You must really like me. Well, sadly, I am taken. Don't fret, though. I am not unwilling to excognate requests for companionship. Quick confession, I use a synonym finder because I was looking for a word that meant whimsically consider and starts with a P. It isn't ponder. And if you figure it out, please write in at the church receiving address for a quick level up. You'll find this podcast rife with contradiction and lies. It's thematical. But if it garners me any leniency, I smoked an entire cheap cigar and drank an entire cup of Colombian coffee in an attempt to avoid this fate. Moving on. If you do want my sexy body, submit an application in triplicate to the church receiving address with headshot, body shots, genital shots, and a wholesome description of your likes, dislikes, hates, and loves. If I'm interested, I will find you over and over again when you least expect it. If you disagree with my methodology, please file for a personal protection order, which I will promptly disregard. This episode continues the factual, informative story of the cult's formation, September 4, the continuation of indoctrination. Please enjoy. September 4. Today is a blessed day. Tacos will be meeting tomorrow anywhere tacos are served. Go anywhere in the world serving tacos and strike up a rousing and rigorous religious debate with anyone there. September 5th, 10:06 p.m. The cult's first Tacos Thursday was an amazing success. Millions, if not billions, of cultists participated in indulgences involving wrapped and shelled meats. Please, if you haven't already applied for your certificate of self-importance or your bonus truck points for the fire color level up, do so soon. This promotion will end, I promise you that. Note. Oh, and when it ends, it will be a magnificent end. September 6, 12:21 p.m. A story that I read on Reddit. Once upon a time, there was a planet called Earth. It existed for billions of years, and time and pressure created its own avatars from the primordial constituents. Things just sprung to action, taking in stresses and exhaling vividness. They moved, breathed, ate, killed, loved, circled, and danced. As time advanced, these creatures became more and more intelligent, fierce, creative, stronger, better, faster. The beings began to experiment, to grow in ways not unexpected, but spectacularly so. They lived in harmonious union, a cyclical existence that spoke to the universe. Much attention was drawn to this little planet. After a time, they created a mechanistic, procedural advance. It wasn't long before all control was lost and the machine marched without guidance. There's no way to stop it. The beings looked upon their creations with awe, scared, unsure of what to do. No single action was great enough to halt the beast they had created. No group influential enough to pull support together. They were stranded in their oceans, trapped in their homes, afraid of the skies and fearful of their world. The end. September 6th. 12:27 p.m. It's Doomsayer Crown here with a weather forecast for the day. Looks like we're going to have some clouds overhead for the majority of the day. The sun may or may not shine, and turbulence is expected. September 6, 12:37 p.m. A writing prompt I read on Reddit that I promptly disregarded. Here is a cool writing prompt. You are a being on a planet facing imminent climate change, and there is a large, preposterous force that seems to not give a shit. What's your best plan for saving your planet? What's your best plan for saving your planet? Post below, or write in at the church receiving address for a chance at bonus points. September 6th, 2:50 p.m. Delusional rantings. Drama on this life stage continues at a macro level. Each sentence requires multiple hyphen-level inundations. The delusions set in from the existential reclamation and euphoria forced by shadow stalkers. How can I escape this Presbyterian and clandestine operation of self-induced medication? My reality seeks itself and makes itself real. Your insecurities are your destiny, and fighting yourself makes you stronger. Do not try to decipher my codex, or you may find yourself lost in the maze of your being. Truth, fiction, beyond belief? Who or what is to say? When the surreal is real, you will only confuse those around you by speaking. Additional note of pontification. Does figuring out the impossible make one a master detective or a lost and clueless soul? A solution to an untold and hidden puzzle is madness. Patterns are sought in everything by the mind. September 6th, 3:06 p.m. A quick foray into the writing problems a great writer like myself might find. I will retreat now to write the litany of my foreshadowing my scrambled ramblings hope to reveal. Writer's block. September 6th, 3:09 p.m. A few magic words of the cult. Bazorga, Belinda, Ballisto. September 7th, 1:51 p.m. More ramblings of a creative. Searching for words today, I can't seem to find them through the happiness. More existential suffering, is that the answer? Can someone lay some sharp words to my throat so I may speak? Perhaps mock me as though your prose matches mine, or that your trivial attempts to seek my heights are equivalent. September 8th, 10:25 p.m. More delusional ramblings. Sanity is rejecting fruitless patterns and accepting true data. Those who seek to muddle the two are both demons and helpful optimizing organisms. September 9, 3:21 p.m. Triple nines. Rule of 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3, 3, 3. You may find this pattern repeating. September 11, 11:07 p.m. A church newsletter. Infamous inhibitions invite interesting, illicit, isomorphic Iliads. Bazorga believers, welcome back to another Tacos newsletter. I know what you're thinking. Self-importance badges, certificates of indomitable pollution, one-time truck bonuses. It's easy to swiftly get lost in the rhetoric and buzzing racketeering that swirls effervescently and fervently around your small domed consciousness cap. Well, simple, mindless. Close your eyes and stuff your ears and worry not. These confusing caravans of church caveats can't coalesce into cerebral cold snaps if you muff your brain with the potent warming of self-inflicted ignorance. One of the most powerful tenets of the church, the ability to ignore one's own reality, merely concentrate on something entirely different than what your cognitive ability suggests is important, carefully drenching your mind waffle with the buttery lard-infused maple goop of stupidity. Now on to responding to reader emails in a swiftly digested manner. Emailers. Are you concerned your bonus points are lacking due to undutifully failing fulfilling church receipt requirements? Are you perplexed by the nested certification process and homomorphic equations that you should know by rote? Do you wonder if you're being an absolutely worthless member of the church that should cease all contact with humanity and retreat to an isolated cove with sparse nutritional pickings consisting of mercury-inundated gill-bearing aquatic craniate animals? I will assume that you understand the answer to each of these questions without further explanation. It is not the church's job to make excuses for followers failing to adhere to the tenets of redeeming damnation, which can be obtained for a mere $444,000 made payable to D. Crown. The church does not tolerate escrow of any kind, so do not test Taco's patience by arrogantly ransoming your hard-earned capital and holding your fancy, fallacious federal currency high above my robed head. Reminders to all. Ignorance of the doctrine is no excuse and will be punished swiftly and with due vigor. Special smashing logs are hoisted precariously in position, poised to decimate the thin-walled craniums of the belligerent parishioner, and no ceremony will be given to the unmarked graves of the hastily buried failures. Sincerely, Doomsayer Crown. September 12th, 2:30 p.m. A quick cancellation. Please be aware that the weekly forest meeting is postponed due to cloaked figure sightings. The intentions are unclear of the dark campers, but we cannot risk that they have ill intentions or advanced technology used for surveillance. If you have wished to join the investigatory brigade, draw a pentagram, colored appropriately, on the back of a PF receipt submission. Do not use the colored blue, as that is reserved for special ranks within the church, and it will be seen as hostile action in league with the Shadow Warriors, and you should expect due retribution in the form of ostracizing cleansing. Well, that's it for this episode, and if you value your safety, do not like or subscribe to anything.